What's good, everyone? Logan Stern here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about why, as a teenager or young adult, why you need to get a job and what benefits it's going to have for you in the future. So my opinion towards working as a teenager is that you should start working as soon as you're old enough. You're 15, 16, whatever the legal age is, you should get a job, part-time at least, start making money and saving up for the future. Now I'm going to do a whole different video on saving up for the future, on budgeting. That's a whole different topic, but I do think that generally speaking you want to save up the majority of the money you make for the future. Anyways though, I'm just going to be sharing like my experience with work and why I think it's important for young adults or teenagers to start working at a young age and the benefits it has for the long-term future. Okay, so there's 4 major reasons why you need to start working and saving up as either a teenager or a young adult. So the first reason, and the most obvious, is that you need to start saving money up for the future. Okay, you need to start saving money up so you can have money for college, to start living on your own, to pay for a car, to buy a car, pay for gas, whatever, or just buy whatever stuff you want. You need to start saving up your own money. Now, even if you're in a situation where your parents are going to pay for all that, I still think you should work for other reasons. And even then, they're probably not going to want to pay for everything. You see, there's going to be some stuff you have to pay for, so that's why you need to start saving up with your own money. And additionally, even if they're going to still buy everything, you might as well start saving up for the future, because when you're an adult, they're not going to pay for everything. So, but the thing is, the majority of people, their parents don't pay for everything. My parents, because I got my Eagle Scout, they paid for half of my car, but I had to buy my 2 cars, and that's what you need to. That's why I think it's good that you need to start saving money up as a young adult, because it's important to start saving money up for the future. Again, like I've said, for everything you need that money for the future, and if you want to do your own things, you're gonna have to start saving up your own money. So that's obviously the first one, and when you have more money, what it leads to is security in the future. So this ties into my second point. Working as a teenager, young adult gives you security. It's what's going to allow you to buy a car and have that freedom. It is what's going to allow you to have money to do the things you want to in life. And on top of that, it's also going to... And on top of that, especially if you're a person that has to buy a lot of your own things, you come from a poor family, or you have to buy your own things, you come from a family that isn't as wealthy, it's especially important that you have security for the future. I myself, I have a $550 emergency fund saved up for the future. So if my car ever breaks down in the future or anything bad happens, I'm going to be safe. So those are the 2 biggest reasons related to money. Now I'm going to talk about the skills you're going to get from working as a teenager. So the first thing is that you're going to be learning and developing a lot of work habits for the future when you start working at a young age. You're going to develop the discipline it takes and ability to adhere to longer hours. See, I got my first job when I was 16. I've been doing a lifeguard job for 4-ish years now, but I got my first job when I was 16, and I learned those habits from a young age. I got used to working out in the heat for 8 hours a day. I've gotten used to working full time, and I've learned how to balance that with school. And from that, I've gained a lot of time management skills, you see. I learned how to balance school and work. And what I found is that when I'm doing school, because I'm usually working a bit, when it comes summertime, I'm just working full time. It's actually easier. So I know for a fact, when I get into the real world, I'm just working full time, it's not going to be that much of a challenge. It's going to be nothing new to me. And you see, a lot of the kids that don't work when they're younger, they go into the real world and have to work long hours, and it's a big shock to them because they've never done it. So if you start working at a young age, you'll get used to working longer hours, and this is very important. Additionally, you learn professional habits. You learn how to interact with guests. You learn how to interact with management, with managers, with supervisors. You learn work etiquette. You learn work ethic. You learn how to work hard, and that's very important at a young age. And these habits carry over into every other area, but it especially is going to help you in the future in your career path. And to adding to building a career path, this leads me to the 4th reason, which is that you're going to build good connections if you start working at a young age. So like I've said, I think everyone should start working as soon as they're able to and do what they can manage or what they need to do. If you're a person that, like I've said, you don't really need to buy any of your own stuff, I still think you should work. Just maybe do a part-time job. If you're a person that works, if you're come from a family that's not as wealthy and you have a lot more time on your hands, then you should start working more. You should work more hours. So how much you work, it really depends on what you do. Me personally, I work like 40 to 50 right now. That's what I can manage right now with training and doing YouTube and other stuff. But starting these next couple weeks, as I'm getting used to the schedule, I'm gonna start adding more hours. I'm gonna start working more double shifts. So I'm probably gonna like get my hours up to over 50 a week potentially. My hours are gonna increase, and that's what you need to figure out. You need to figure out what works for you. But aside from that, when you work at a job, I think another tip I have too is you should find a job you enjoy decently. When it comes to work, you're not going to love your job, and that's what you need to understand. You're not going to love your job, but you should find a job you at least decently enjoy, you don't hate, and you can stand working a ton with. I think you should stick with that job for as long as you can, or as long as it's in your best interest. See, I've been at this water park for 4 years. When I put it on resumes, it looks good for me. It shows that I am loyal to a company. It shows that I am persistent in my work. And I know, additionally, if I ever want to apply for supervisor at that job, I'll be able to do it because I have the experience working there. I'll be a good candidate for that. So I think that if you can, you should find a job you decently enjoy and work there as long as you can. I just pulled up at home, but I'm gonna finish up my little talk. Anyways though, you should stay there as long as you can. And you need to understand that when you're a teenager working your first job, it's not your career path. It's just a step towards your purpose, right? And every teenager, you can be on your purpose at any age. You should start as soon as you find your purpose. You should start working towards it. But yeah, you do need to understand that not every job you have is going to be something you enjoy. So I think you need to get it out of your head that you're going to just find some job you love doing as a teenager. If you do, that's awesome. But the thing is that you might not always love your job, and you need to accept that. I see like a lot of people saying, I want to just start my own business. And I think that's a good idea. Like, I'm doing my YouTube channel right now. Trust me, I would love to just do this full time and not have to work. But the thing is that I don't have like many subscribers. And the same thing goes with like doing a business. You should do your work and work on your purpose in your spare time. You should work towards your business or your YouTube channel or whatever if you want to do that on your own time. You need to make sure you work and have solid income first while that develops. And once that develops, you can take over with that. But I do think that everyone should get a job regardless, because not only, like have I said, I'm just going to sum things up really quickly. Not only is it important so you have money to save up for the future, to save up for what you want in the future, and to have financial security, it's also important because it develops the work habits, the work ethics. It gets you used to working full time. So when you do it in the real world, when you're an adult, it's going to be nothing new to you. And finally, because it can build good connections that can help you in the future. That's really all I have to say today, guys. If you're a teenager, you should get a job, work as much as you can on your schedule without killing yourself. Obviously, it's going to be different for everyone based on like how much money you have or how much money you need to make and how much time you have, other commitments. But I think regardless, you should just work. And if you really don't want to work with people or do something like that, do DoorDash, because you can still make a lot of money doing that. I make a lot of money doing that. I did that all winter and I made a good amount of money. So those jobs aren't the worst thing in the world. If that's what you can do for work, that's what you want to do, then do it. But I think regardless, you should have some source of income that is consistent where you're working in. And that's all I have to say today, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this to any teenagers, young adults someone who's not motivated to get a job. Show them this, and they'll just hear me telling them why they need to get a job, because it's going to help them in the future. But yeah, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.